Hello crafters, welcome to Create at Home with G, Gareth here. Today is a MaymayMadeIt.com design team video. Now you can see a whole heap of mess on my craft desk. I'm going to do a craft colour card. Oh gosh, my tongue is tied today, crafters. Craft colour cardstock card, and I'm going to show you a few different ideas. We're going to be using a few different sets. We're going to be using the Christmas Insta wreath, we're going to use Noel, we're going to use Sweet Angel. I'm going to show you something using the Alton and Olivia, and I'm going to show you something using the Happy Tree. So let me put those all aside. I've got my card base ready. All my measurements will be in my blog post, which is available from MaymayMadeIt.com. I've got this Capsule Elements wood paper pad, and I know Maymay has some paper pads with some wood elements in it. So what I've done is, using the Nouveau Hybrid Acorn Brown, I have stamped out the angel from the Sweet Angel set and that's this one here. So I've stamped that out, and I'm going to turn this lovely little angel into a Rudolph. Now this idea actually came to me in a dream earlier on this week. I think it was Sunday night, and I woke up and I sketched out a card. Like, it was just the middle of the night. I mean, I've been finding it hard to sleep anyway because of the heat we're having here. It's like 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 plus degrees Celsius. And I'm going to show you I woke up and I quickly sketched out this. And as you can see, it's the angel on a card base. Then, you know, I just quickly sketched that out, gave myself some notes. So I'm so glad that I could bring it to fruition. So that's the lovely little angel from this Sweet Angel stamp set, and this is one of Maymay's newer stamp sets. And we're going to use this die here for his antlers. Now this is just one from my stash, so please feel free to have a look through your stash and see what you can use. I'm actually going to show you multiple different ways to do the antlers. So I'm going to cut this. I'm also going to use my tiny little oval die, which is from my store, but I know Maymay sells a set in her store. And I'm going to use my largest tag die. So this tag measures 4.5 inches by 2.5. So that gives me that, but I need to cut out some ears and some antlers. So let me crack on with that, and I'll be right back with you. Okay crafters, now I've cut out 4 of this small oval, and the reason I've cut 4 is because the particular paper pad I'm using isn't double-sided. So I'm just going to glue 2 of these back to back. Now you could do any type of ear for your reindeer that you wanted. You just cut some triangles, you don't have to give it ears. I've done a few different styles, and I'm going to go through the different ways that you can create the antlers. But for me, I'm going to have my one point here, and I'm going to fold this over just to give him some bendy ears, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. So hold one point and bend toward me, just so they overlap slightly, so that I end up with 2 ears that look like that. So I'm just going to put some arc glitter glue on the inside there to hold those down. And like I say, you can do so many different ways that suit you and your deer. And I've got my antler die ready, and I will bring over the different versions of this little Rudolph in a second. So I'm just going to put on his ears. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the back and put one of the folds on one side and one of the folds on the other. just so it looks like he's got inquisitive ears and they're bending over slightly. And then what I'm going to do for his nose, before I move on to his nose actually, crafters, and again with his nose, that's another thing that you can change the way you do it. You can use buttons, you can use sequins, there's so many different ways. I'm going to use the Nouveau dimensional glitter drops. For his eyes you could use wobbly eyes, but I'm going to use some of the eyes from the Happy Tree set, and I think I'm going to use these ones here. So get myself my VersaFine. Oh, and I put that on the wrong way, crafters. You see that? I put the stamp the wrong way up. I think Gareth needs to go back to bed. Okay. And I like my eyes quite low down, but you can put your eyes wherever you want them. There we go. You know, there's all these eyes in this stamp set, and there's also eyes in the pumpkin set that May's done. I can't remember the name of that set. I don't think it's Happy Pumpkin. Pumpkin Patch maybe, I think it might be called. I'll put it on the screen, the name. Right, so let me just show you some of the other reindeer I have created. And I'll go through the way that we have created their nose and their antlers. So, this is this one here, and like I said, I'm just going to use the Nouveau glitter drops. This one here, I actually used the Alton and Olivia stamp set, and what I did is I used the twig and I stamped it, folded it over. Actually, I folded a piece of paper over, I stamped it and then cut it out, and then I was able to use the twig as antlers. Then I just put in some red sequins, some red gems in that one, and then this one here. Where is it? This one here, I used my Martha Stewart twig branch punch, and I know there's different versions out there, and I just use a red button. So there's lots of different ways that you can create the lovely little deer, our little Rudolph. So on to the tag itself, and I'm going to use the stag, or the deer I should say, and the snowflake from the Noel set. Bring it over to you so you can see. So I'm going to use the deer and the snowflake, and I'm actually going to use my Versamark, so I'm just going to give this a watermark stamping appearance. Just bring over my pad so I can stamp on it, and I'm going to stamp all over this. I love the effect that this watermark stamping gives you. I mean, you can emboss it. Obviously, you can just use a normal ink, but I just love the watermark that this gives you when you just use the ink like this. Okay, that's that done. And then, just to give it a bit of extra oomph, I am going to use my white Uniball, is it Uniball? Signo pen, which is also available from May. The full list of all the items used will be on the blog post, and that will be live today also. So I'm just going to go around and give this some stitch lines, just to give it a little bit extra. You can't go wrong with a few stitch lines. Right, let's bring over our little stag. Let's put him on with some foam tape. Making sure that my foam tape is not going to be seen. And I need just a little bit for his nose. Whew, it is so hot here, crafters. Finding it really difficult to craft at the moment. finding it difficult to do anything at the moment when it's, you know, hitting 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 degrees Celsius, and the humidity is off the charts. But anyway, I mustn't moan. So let's put this little fella on our tag. And let's do his nose. Now, as I say, I'm just going to use the Nouveau dimensional, and this one was the ruby slippers, so I'm going to leave that to one side. I do need to add a bit of twine to it. Meme stocks some lawn, I think it's lawn fawn twine. She does some lovely colours, so I will also link the alternatives that you can use that Meme stocks in the blog post. So I have to be careful because my Nouveau is drying. Okay, now my card base. I will have all the measurements to in the blog post, but I need to put on a little pocket. So with this pocket I'm going to glue 3 sides. So one, and down the bottom, and then up the other side. And this is going to create a little pocket for the tag to fit into. Okay, bring over my book and bring over the Versamark again and the stamps, and I'm going to stamp the same 2 stamps, the lovely deer and the snowflake from Noel, onto my page here. To my card base. And then using some twine, I'm going to put some twine into the spine of my, come on, off, there we go, into the spine of my card, and then tie it off. And you could add a charm here, so that not only do they have a tag that they can take off and use, they also have a charm that they can attach to a bracelet. There's so many lovely little things that you can do with you know, when you make these type of things. And it's always nice to, with this card, it's not just a card, it's a card with a tag that they can use. So there's our card base, and obviously because my one's still drying, I will use one of the previous ones. So here's the other ones that I've created, making sure that he's out of the way. And what you do is you just pop in your tag. And what I like about these, he looks like he's just peeping over the top. So if you can do it with, see this one, I use the wobbly goggly eyes, as I like to call them. But there we go, quick, nice and easy, and I think they're really effective. So you're sending someone a card, plus they're getting a tag that they could use on a present later on in the season. Thank you very much for joining me today, crafters, and you'll see me again very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.